Oh, I didn't see you guys there. I'm actually playing Elder Scrolls Blades, which is a game that not a lot of people talk about nowadays. And I'm just playing it a little bit, and I started playing it not too long ago, so let's talk about this game, especially now, in 2023. So yeah, I started playing Elder Scrolls Blades not too long ago, and I think it's an actually interesting addition to the Elder Scrolls franchise, and I'll tell you why. So this game actually didn't release that long ago. It was actually in 2019 that this game came out, and it was designed to be a mobile-only game, and it's been that ever since. What Bethesda did was they took this game and put it on mobile, and actually made it feel a little bit like Skyrim, which is kind of interesting. So Elder Scrolls Blades is nothing more than a simplified version of Skyrim. If you've ever played Skyrim and know how that game plays, this is very much in line with that. It's a first-person RPG, it has story, it has a job board, you can go on quests, and it has some of the mechanics that games like Skyrim has, just a lot more simplified. Now, when this game came out, one of its draw points was that you could actually play this game one-handed, and it's actually on the ad. Like, somebody is just sitting in an office playing this game on one hand. And I feel like that was the initial purpose of this game, was just for you to play it as a quick little game on one hand. But I feel like you wouldn't be feeling the full experience unless you actually have it in your hand and you are controlling your characters, much like you would play it on a console. Now, this did release for Android, iOS, and more recently for the Nintendo Switch. Now, funny enough, it's a game that most of the time you are touching the screen, because combat is all done by touching the screen and sometimes touching and holding the screen in order for you to actually do any sort of combat. But I just wish that this was a little bit more intuitive. I feel like, the combat system could have been a little bit more intuitive, more in line with what you would see in Skyrim. But they made it simplified, and I understand why. It's to make it as easy to get into as possible. Now, one of the big things that actually made this game kind of unpopular was the fact that it had loot boxes. Now, I could make an entire video about loot boxes and how much I absolutely hate loot boxes. If you're going to design a game, don't make it so that people have to pay to access other things in the game. Just make the complete game and allow people to explore it. That's why a game like Skyrim is considered one of the best RPGs of all time, is because of that. There is no additional thing. Unless if you want to experience a DLC, or you want to go on an adventure somewhere else where it's an expansion of the game, then I understand. Like, you're going to download content, or you're going to wait for the Game of the Year edition. But other than that, this game actually has this sort of like loot box system that kind of turned people off, and that's why this game isn't really talked about nowadays. But you might be asking yourself, is this game worth it in 2023? Is it a game that you should be downloading and putting on your phone and playing it? Well, surprisingly enough, yes, I do think it's worth it, and mainly for me, I think there are actually 2 points as to why this game should be downloaded on your phone. The first thing that I will have to say about this game is that it has just a great atmosphere. If you are literally with your headphones plugged in and playing this game, I think you're gonna absolutely love it. As a matter of fact, I even recorded some gameplay of me playing this game. Just stop and listen to the music. It's absolutely wonderful. I mean, you're literally gonna spend at least every day, you're probably gonna stop and play this game for at least 30 minutes to an hour. and you're just gonna explore what the game has in front of you. Now, even though it is simplified, there are quests, there are objectives, but they are simplified. So just think of it as a dumbed down version of what you would experience in Skyrim. Now, having said that, the second thing that I really like about this game is just how accessible it is. You don't need to have any sort of knowledge about what happens in Skyrim or in Oblivion or any of the other Elder Scrolls games, but this game alone just stands alone by itself. And I really enjoy that, because some people don't want to spend 10, 15, 20 hours, of their week playing a game in order to learn some story or some sort of side quest or any sort of thing like that. They just want to get something that they can just pick up in their hands and play and just fiddle around with it. And that's the beauty of this game. Elder Scrolls Blades doesn't have to be a full-on Elder Scrolls game. It's just there for you to just play around with, fiddle with, and it's super accessible. And that goes for anybody. You don't have to be an Elder Scrolls fan to play this game. You can just pick it up and play it and, distract yourself for maybe an hour or two. And all in all, I think this is a fantastic game. It uses the assets from games like Skyrim, so you're going to see a lot of items here and there. You're going to see enemies. You're going to see specifically the renderings of your characters are going to look a lot like what you would see in Skyrim, and you can actually build out your character in whichever way you want. And I think that's fantastic, especially for a game that's designed just to be played on mobile and really doesn't need to be an extremely detailed game. It is my recommendation that you go ahead and download Elder Scrolls Blades on your phone and just have a blast. Just distract yourself for a few hours. See a story here, play a quest, get yourself some loot, and go back tomorrow and do it again, and go back the next day and do it again. It's a great game for what it is, and I think that you guys are going to enjoy it, especially if you love RPGs. Now, having said all that, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to go ahead and leave something in the comments, tell me what you guys like to play Elder Scrolls. If you guys enjoy Elder Scrolls, go ahead and tell me down in the comments down below. And while you're down there, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, because we have a lot of cool videos coming in the future. So please go ahead and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell. Yeah, it's going to be fun on this channel. Thank you guys for watching, and see you on the next one.